Boxing King Media in association with Boxer. Delighted to have with me the knowledge Spencer Fearon. Spencer, great to see you. I know we only spoke yesterday, actually. How are we?
I'm really good, even better for speaking to you, Raz. You know what I mean? I pray everything's going good your end. I really do.
Appreciate that. Yeah, Spence, let's just jump straight in. Some breaking news came out earlier this morning. Brian McIntyre, aka BOMAC, trainer of Chris Eubank Jr. and Terence Crawford, was arrested earlier today from Manchester Airport. I just want to read out the statement that came out. Brian McIntyre from the United States of America was charged with possession of a firearm and possession of ammunition for a firearm without a certificate. McIntyre attended, obviously, Stockport Magistrates Court this morning, where he was further remanded in custody. He is next due to appear at Manchester Crown Court on Monday, the 9th of October. Just your reaction when you heard that this morning.
My reaction was like, wow. And it is the 9th of October that he has to appear in court. Now, you do realize what that signifies, yeah? You don't, do you? What does it signify?
A sentencing?
No, it signifies that it's 30 years to the day of Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank Sr. That is what it is. But no, I just pick these things out. I gotta go, no. I'm just telling you how it is. Me and Tundi were speaking about it. And I said, can you imagine that 30 years to the day? And that was a draw. You know what I mean? So in these cases, and I know like for gun possession or gun charges, it's a minimum of 5 years. And that's a mandatory, you're getting 5 years for gun possession, right? Which is very, very sad. And then I think it's 6 months for every bullet that you got in the gun. So if that is the case, it's a bag of time. But I don't know the case rightly. I believe that because let's be real, guns are 10 a penny in America, and I believe that he's a license holder of to carry a gun. He's a license holder. So if that is the case, then I would say that. But you brought it to, where was your thinking to say that you're going to bring a firearm into the UK? And I like BOMAC. I don't really know. I know Terence Crawford quite well. We speak regularly. I don't really know BOMAC like that. But I just want to know where the thinking was. Did he feel aggrieved by the Smith family? That he thought, you know what, I need my own backup here. Now, fun and games aside, this is a serious thing. But what I do know is that they've got some really good lawyers on his case, and they've got some really good, I believe, I don't want to speak out of turn, I believe that Nissa Sowland and the rest of the team that work closely with Eubank have got the best lawyers to take care of his thing. Do I believe, I say right is right and wrong is wrong. And if you've broken the law, you've broken the law. What I wouldn't want to, the person that I genuinely feel sorry for in all of this is Terence Crawford. Right? Seriously, BOMAC didn't need to take on this assignment of working with Chris Eubank Jr. for his sake. Right? Terence Crawford and Terence Crawford and BOMAC are partners, right? Terence Crawford just made $30 million in an incredible display against Errol Spence Jr. So I don't believe that he actually even needed to take that. But you want to hone your skills as your professional trainer. What the work that they did with Eubank, unfortunately, is going to be overshadowed by this now, right? But what Chris Eubank Jr. did on the weekend, like I said, was absolutely superb, right? And I'll give him a 9 out of 10 because I don't think no one deserves a 10 out of 10 until you retire. Then we can reverse that to say what it was. But I thought that was a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10 performance. But I am really saddened, and I mean saddened. And the maddest thing is this, is like when Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn in their rematch, they fought in Manchester. Even though it was at Old Trafford, Eubank Jr. fought Liam Smith in Manchester. There's correlations on this thing that it's not. I really do believe that coincidences are God playing anonymous, right? there is no coincidence with all of these kind of. I'm looking at the alignments, and they think, "Oh, you're a mad conspiracy person." No, I'm looking at the alignments. Seriously, 30 years to the day.
Spence, let's just track back a little bit. Obviously, I'm no expert in this matter, but I've just done some basic search online on government websites, and you are allowed to carry a firearm without ammunition in it, in certain packaging, with certification, under certain reasons. It can happen, but we must also remember that when we always travel, we always get asked, don't we? Do you have anything prohibited or something that you shouldn't carry in your luggage? So, do you think he was taking something from the UK out? Did somebody put something in his bag maybe that he didn't know about?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just hope that he is proven innocent. But on this case here, I'm saying what it'd be pretty dumb to say I'm going to come to the UK to buy a firearm and bring it back to America. Reason why? Because UK firearms are not legal tender to go buy a UK firearm. It's going to cost way more money here in the UK than it is to take it back to buy one in America, because they're freefold. You go to any store in America, if you got a license certificate, you can go buy a firearm, right? You cannot go and buy a firearm in the UK because they're illegal to have a firearm unless you're in a gun club and you're using it for shooting pigeons and clay pigeon shooting. So, or you're part of the services, right? Otherwise, you can't carry a firearm. So if you are caught with a firearm, straight away you're getting, and like to get a firearm on the streets here on the black market are thousands and thousands of pounds, right? So no, I don't think that was the case. I'm ruling that one out. It could be a thing of negligence on his behalf, thinking that, well, I'm coming to the UK, I can carry my firearm with me. I can carry my tool with me. Maybe it's that. I don't know. What I do know is this. I would not want this or these events to overshadow the fact that Chris Eubank Jr. put in a superb performance. And that is the thing that we should be talking about right now. And that is the thing that we'll be saying, like, how good he was in that fight. And not make no excuses neither on behalf of Liam Smith. Liam Smith is a man's man. He's proper. You know what I mean? I just think he's a little bit downhearted because of the hatred that he's got for Eubank in his heart. But I think you should be able to take your lumps and bumps. And then if you decide to continue or you decide to proceed with your career, then do so. But this is overshadowing. I'm not an expert in this area. You know what I mean? I just think it's kind of shocking that it's happening and he's in court on the day, the anniversary, which is 30 years, which is going to be a big thing as far as I'm concerned, of Eubank versus Ben, the fathers. I think that's a big thing.
Spence, you alluded to that he might have been, I think you used the word naive in bringing it over, thinking he could carry it. But do you also then have to question and think the security process in America? How did it get through their security process, and is that concerning?
America only fear for things coming into their country. They don't busy about what's going out, right? Let's just be real. That's the truth, right? Trust me. I fly to America. I'm using Spencer Fearon. I'm not using my Muslim name, right? I'm just saying, just being real. I'm being real. Yeah, it could have been that, and also, BOMAC's a trainer of Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford now is on the brink of superstardom, right? Maybe it could have been negligence on their side to think, oh yeah, well, okay, cool, whatever. You get back to you fly into the UK. I don't know where they flew into, where it's Manchester, where it's Heathrow, Gatwick. I don't know where they flew into. You could fly in, and it's Team Eubank. They ain't gonna be stupid enough to have anything so dodgy. And we're not checking for firearms. We're checking for drugs. We're not checking, right? We don't know. It is like, let's go through. Oh, this is the Eubank team, and it could be on that side there. But now, somebody's gonna get in trouble. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna lose their job.
Spence, you alluded there about term time, and he, as the statement said, he's charged. He has to appear at the magistrates in October. From what I read online, it's a minimum of 2 years to 5 years for having a weapon. I mean, I really don't know what to say, but you know, what do you think Terence is thinking and Chris is thinking about their trainer, who
You
they
know what?
close
I'm gonna
to?
be real with you. Yeah, I believe because of the caliber of who he is, and I know they're gonna spend money on the best lawyers. No ifs or buts. I believe that he'll get a suspended sentence, but also be banned from coming back to the UK. That's what I believe was going to happen, right? Especially if the case of like the firearm, that he can prove that it's a legal firearm, on that he's legal. And I think it was just naivety on his side. Remember, he's an ex-pro fighter himself, so he's lived boxing. And sometimes what happens is this: when you live something so much, you become naive to the outside world. Right's right, wrong, wrong. So don't think like I'm back in, but I'm saying like that. It was a stupid thing to do, and repercussions have to be paid, right? So I don't know in what formality it's going to be. Now it's different now if you said to me, well, you know what I mean, BOMAC was busting shot at man and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to make no excuses, because it could have been a case where he came in with that, and right, but right's right, wrong's wrong. And I hope that whatever justice comes to him, that is served correctly. But I hope that he doesn't go to jail. But then, you know, a lot of people make fun of BOMAC's weight. We saw it recently with Derek James and those guys making fun of his weight. I'll tell you one thing for certain, yeah? He's going to lose about 3 stone from now till October. I can tell you that now. I mean, prison food's terrible in the UK. Unless he says he's Muslim. You know that, right? You're Muslim in jail, you get looked after. You know what I mean? You get proper halal dishes and stuff like that. So yeah. No.
Spence, all right, let's stop speculating too much on what potentially could happen, and let's hope for the best outcome.
I wish, no, fun and games aside, I do wish the best for him, because I actually like the brother. But you know what I mean? I do wish the best for him, but it's a drama. And lastly, may I add, a lot of people have been sending me TalkSport and Simon Jordan speaking about EUBANK. And I ain't got nothing against Simon Jordan, but I just got to get on this one, right? He was talking about, it was because Liam Smith was injured and he was this and da and all the rest of it. Bro, you called Chris EUBANK Jr. a charlatan, right? Go Google the word charlatan. This is a very profound, deep word of a con artist, or somebody who is trying to extort, an extortionist, right? That's what you regarded Chris EUBANK Jr. as, okay? The man he's going through bereavement right now, right? And he came back and he fought incredible. It's the best I've ever seen. I think certain times we've got to give credit where it's due. And I believe Simon Jordan, just hold your hands up and say you are wrong. Because no one ain't gonna say, oh, you know what I mean? And we got to think, TalkSport have thousands, if not certain times, millions of people that tune in to listen, right? And we've seen guys like Johnny Nelson hold their hands up and say, you know what, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Guys, CRAWFORD, you know what I mean? One of the greatest to ever do it from this country, hold his hands up and say, you know what, I was wrong. Spencer Oliver, hold up his hands and say, I was wrong. All these guys, I'm looking through, I'm saying, I was wrong. But there is a correlation in this, like as professional fighters or ex-professional fighters, you know what? We're actually wrong. But we hold up our hands and say, right, we were wrong. It was nothing personal against you. Now I'm seeing how Simon Jordan's moving. I think you got something personal against Chris EUBANK Jr. I'm trying to put my finger on it. But it's something personal that you have against him. And you know what I mean? And you should allow that, because I don't think you're actually a bad guy, Simon Jordan. But there's 2 guys that really do put a bee in your bonnet. One of them is Eddie Hearn, and the other one is Chris EUBANK Jr. Right? And I'm going to say this, you give an opinion on certain things, that's fine, because everybody does have an opinion, but you have a platform, and instead of trying to tear down someone, you should try and build them up. That's my rant on that one.
Okay, I appreciate your time, Spencer. Just before we go, obviously yourself and Tunde do The Fight Is Right. Obviously I tune in whenever you guys go live as much as I can. Saw quite a few comments about people on how they can access the content and how frequent is the content. So yeah, if you want to just...
Okay, cool, man. The Fight Is Right is on the Stamina for Sale YouTube channel. We go out live every Sunday at 8 p.m. And also we do the watch alongs to the big fights. And in the weekdays, I usually grab legends like which established guys like you and the rest of them can't get hold of. And we have real conversations. But apart from that, I love Boxing King Media. Peace, two fingers, I'm out.